Okay, I don't know. Can you hear me now? Somebody tried to call me, and I think that's why I was like the volume kind of went up. Okay, so tell me what's going on. Girl dad cooking up deliciousness. Love that. Uh, how's your day? What are you cooking? I'm making I'm making chicory tea, like the roots. It's called, I don't know how to say this word, but this word is like CHI. So it could be chicory or chicory root or whatever. That's what I'm making. And it's done. Oops, now I'll use the strainer. Boom. Call me on my phone, I don't say shit. I make money when I talk. I'm a boss, take a loss. I'm a boss, take a loss. Okay. My I was vacuuming my house. My place. Oh my god, I say like a house. It's a rented place. It's not like a house. But I got some decent space. Anyway, this thing over here, this thing is a robot. This one is a robot, and it it's a robot, and it can go around the house vacuuming, which is pretty nice. That's why all my things are up. Like, I've put everything on top so that the floors are like empty. Now I'm thinking I need a plan to keep everything on, like nothing on the floor, so that it just like cleans the floor, because I hate vacuuming all the time. Like, you know what I mean? To keep a place clean, you have to vacuum every day. That thing is expensive. Costs like 400 bucks. I'll see whether it's worth it in the end. Yeah, I don't think it is. Oh my gosh, I showed you that thing, and there was like my bra, my underwear everywhere. I'm not the neatest girl. Any good book recommendations? So I am reading this Guide to Wellness, the Holistic Guide to Wellness, Arbor Protocols. I'm kind of like looking at, I know I've seen it on TikTok and people talking about it. So I'm reading it. I think that's a good book to read. I mean, if you like herbs, if you like staying healthy and young, there are things that I have done that have helped me stay young. I tell people, like, I look sometimes like I'm in my 20s, but I'm closer to 40 than 20. But to look this young, to look this good, I read books like this. I keep up with my health, what I eat. There are things that I stay away from. Uh, what about selfish people? Hi, Mining. Nice to see you. Anna Maria. Nice to see you. Anthony. Do I snore? I do think I snore. I wear like things to help me open up my nostrils when I'm sleeping, so that I don't snore. But I can snore a little bit. I can snore a little bit. Um, Avoid selfish people, become one. I think that is never overstated, that you need to be selfish and you need to avoid selfish people. And what do I mean by that? Um, Oops, let me plug in my battery. Um, what do I mean by avoid selfish people and become a selfish person? I had to learn how to become a more selfish person because I was this giver, 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 and that habit came from my mom. You know, my mom was a giving person, and so because I love my mom, I picked up those traits. And but if you're a giver, you need to have wisdom. You need to have some wisdom when you're giving to people, because there are people out there who are just takers and you're going to attract them. So I had to learn to be a little bit selfish. But then I avoid selfish people because they're just takers, 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 takers. That's my biggest lesson. I don't know about you and what mining you mean, but that is my experience with selfish people. CS7S, sixes, sevens. Do you have plastic surgery? No, I don't have plastic surgery, but I have had surgery with my eyes. I had strabismus. Um, like so my muscles of my eyes, they were, I was having a hard time converging my eyes when I'm reading. And so the doctor did tightened my muscles. So right now my muscles can converge, they can track, but I had a problem with that. I say a person trying to sell help, and through to myself how selfish it was to be running con on people. I just say a person trying to sell help, and through to my, I don't understand what you're saying. Mining. I don't understand what you're saying. People that take don't have limits. So you must have them. I agree. Yeah, you have to have boundaries, because the people who take, they don't have any boundaries. They will take until you're left with nothing, and then that's when you will start realizing most people who take don't have any limits, and most people who take, they are very irresponsible. So I'll give you a case here. I moved to California, new from Kenya. I didn't have any friends, because you move to a new country, you don't have a lot of friends. And the first few people I met, they were takers, taking, never ever giving. Like I had this one girl, I heard that she would borrow money from people, like $3,000, and she would go to Vegas with her boyfriend. She will borrow money from you, she will go to Vegas with her boyfriend to take your money that you are probably saving for something, and she will tell you that she has an emergency, her rent is not paid, all that, and she will go spend your money on a vacation, and she will now give it back. That lady still owes me like $1,500. $1,500. She is never going to give me that money. So it means that I went to work, I saved that money to give her money that she's not ever going to return. Now, I don't work for other people, but apparently I work for her because she has my money and she hasn't returned my money. It's been more than 10 years, so she's not gonna take that money back. But after she has taken my money, that's when I started hearing stories from other people. Yeah, people, why would I move from California? I'm still here. Yeah, I'm still here. California's weather. Yeah, so that's kind of like what happened. But the people that if you're always giving, you have to be careful. You have to be very, very careful. I had to learn to be selfish. And in the beginning, I thought I was being selfish. Like, it's really not selfish. That it's not like being selfish, but the way, if you're a giver, you will think that you're being selfish because you're not giving. But it's because you're now learning boundaries and setting healthy boundaries. Now you're becoming a normal person. A normal person with boundaries, a normal person who understands life and people. And that is what I did not understand. Another thing I came to understand, like the people who say they don't have option, when they are left with no option, they will find solutions to their problem. They will find solutions to their problem when they understand that you're not going to solve their life issues for them. They just have to take care of themselves. They will figure out, they will start making better decisions, like, they'll find something to do for money, like get a job or, start a business. Very resourceful people because, they have a human brain. They have the most magnificent thing on the planet. Yeah, so, yeah, oh, you're in Cali. You're a Cali girl. Yeah. So it's amazing. It's amazing that when you don't help people, they will figure out their solutions to their problem without intruding in your life. And that kind of goes to that book that I read, Codependent No More. If you want a self-help book and if you're a people pleaser, and I tell you, I taught this girl this book about codependent because she was helping her brothers all the time, helping everybody in her family all the time, and they were not taking responsibility. And I told her, people will find solutions to their problems if you don't keep offering help, if you don't keep being there, they will figure it out. Laffy, love you. Damn, you're beautiful, girl. Mwah, thank you. Everybody likes to hear you're beautiful. Never gets old. So, so I told her to read this book by Melody Beattie called Dependent No More. And she started telling me, oh my God, I read that book. Girl, I read that book. And she was like, my God, how nobody ever told me this. And it's those things, like, we like to talk about self-help because for me, I believe self-help is the most amazing thing that you can do to self-help yourself. Hi, Manzara. Manzara 37. Everything's going well, Laffy. How's your day, gorgeous? I just came from Mother's. I had breakfast there. I had this what do you call it? The sandwich, the avocado arugula sandwich with eggs on the side. My morning, so I just went for breakfast because I was like, I usually don't have food in my fridge. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of like buy food every day. I don't like go for shopping and buy everything and then kind of like eat from there. I still like fresh food every day. Like I like to eat whatever is fresh that day. So most of the time there's nothing on my fridge. Like there is nothing to eat unless I'm eating something, like cooking something from scratch and like I bought that day. That's how I do it. I'm very Kenyan. Kenyans eat fresh food every day. I'm just used to that lifestyle. I never changed. Even when I came to the US, I still like fresh food because that's how we grow up in Kenya. We just eat whatever is fresh that day. So anyway, I went to breakfast this morning. What did you do, Laffy? Where are you from? Anna Maria is like me. We live in the same place. Yeah. Manzara, how's it going? Well, you know, I can't say what part. I live in California. On the internet. Like, so one of the, I did this class, and part of like going online, you can't like hone in, like the world is, you don't never know who's on the line. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But I'm sure you guys see my videos when I'm going, like when I'm at the beach, when I'm at somewhere, like live close to the beach, nice area. Um, I am lucky, I would say. Lucky because I come from a different country altogether to land in a nice area. Yeah, I'm still thinking how to decorate my walls because I don't have any photos on my walls. I want to do like this ocean theme on my walls. So I don't know. They're kind of a little bit like everybody comes here and they're like, you need art on your walls. I'm like, I know, but I want like ocean theme. Morro Bay is so much pretty. It's your favorite beach? I'll go check it out for sure. Thanks for letting me know. I love a beach. I love getting the sun. Like my favorite thing to do in the weekend is to go to the beach, just get some sun, and then, you know, at least get some vitamin D. So I'll probably go to the beach later today. Actually, it's in my plans to just go out. What have I been thinking about this week? Oh, I was watching that video about these have you guys watched this Danish deception thing going on about this Nigerian girl from Texas who was conned by a Danish con man from Denmark? I've been watching, I watch her videos. They're like 30 videos. This is why, this is again why when you're a good person, people take advantage of you, because this man just, I think he married her so that he can have American citizenship and so that he can just con her friends and her family and her, obviously. Um, yeah, he conned maybe her family over $300,000, including her and her friends, like people in her circle. He conned her that money, but he's also conned women in, I think, some parts of Asia, and also Danish women. So he was actually running from Denmark when he met her because of all the people he had conned in Denmark, and also some parts of Asia, and also in Mexico. These men, this is why I tell you as a woman, don't give any man money. If you want to know a man loves you, don't give him money. If a man is asking you for money, he does not love you. That man has issues right off the bat. Like if a man is asking you for money and you're a woman, he has issues. He has big issues. Like, so right off the bat, he was asking her like $3,000, $5,000, you know, $10,000, telling her it's an emergency business, something went wrong with his business, this and that and the other. Like, don't fall for those things. Um, Nobody's back. You changed everything. Welcome back. How's Australia? Subscribe, activate the bell, watch more enjoyable content. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, so today we are talking about that Danish, like that you just came in, we were talking about the Danish con man who was conning this Nigerian woman, conned her and her family, um, like $3,000. But the internet is more angry with the girl than with the guy. For some reason, the guy was the one who did all these things, but as you know, it's women who get blamed for everything. Okay, part of it, I kind of understand why the internet is blaming her, because she was the one who brought this man to her family's life, and she was the one who brought this intruder who started taking money from even her younger sister, you know, like making up all these lies so that he can take money from them. But the problem is she ignored all the red flags. She just wanted so badly. I think for me, she did strike me when people call her desperate. I see she was a little bit maybe desperate to fall in love with somebody, anybody, without doing a thorough background check. She married this person a few weeks, maybe a few months after meeting him, married him. And you know all the dangers that can come with being with a stranger alone, let alone marrying a stranger. And then he takes money, he borrows money from her. And then one of his friends told, they were going somewhere, and then one of his friends was like, did he ever told you that he had a gambling problem? And this is months after they've been married. And the friend is like, and Onyeka is like, what do you mean he has a gambling problem? He's like, the reason he doesn't want to be seen around here is because of all the people he's taken money from. And he's like, he has a gambling problem and I married him and he never told me. You would think at that point she would be like, this relationship is over. You have borrowed money from me. You didn't tell me you have a gambling problem, and you're running away from people that you've stolen from. You would think at that point she would be like, you know, I want a divorce. I want this to end. But then she was like, you know what? At least now I know the truth. Now everything is in the open. We can have a more honest relationship. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this girl? Right? And he goes on, he borrows like almost like $200,000 from one of her friends, her family friends, and he says he's investing in crypto and stuff like that, and he wants to surprise Onyeka and stuff like that, and they give him the money. He borrows another $30,000 from his mentor because he wanted to do something special for her. And he's telling all these people, don't tell my wife, it's a surprise, you know. But she learns all these things and she does not leave him. After she learns, every time she learns, she does not leave him. And this guy ends up dumping her. So he ends up, imagine being married to a con man who ends up dumping you because he thinks you're so desperate, and she is crying, begging him to come back, begging him to have a more honest relationship with her. This guy has shown you the kind of person he is, and you're still desperate to have a relationship with her. For me, that is what I was kind of like, I couldn't believe, like, a woman can be that desperate to be with anything, any man. But I do think that she was more desperate because he was a white guy, and she was probably seeing their relationship as Meghan and Harry kind of a relationship in her fantasy. And I think that fantasy was what made her stay. Now, I must say, she's very inexperienced in love. She's very young, and perhaps that could also have been the, you know, the reason why she was in this fantasy and not being able to see reality for so long. I read into it why, like, she was in this fantasy, like thinking like this is Prince Harry and Meghan, you know, type of a relationship, when actually this guy was a con man taking money from her, and he wasn't investing in any business. He did not have any property. Like he said he had property. He was just a con man. And I think she just got angry that he dumped her, and probably that's why she outed him, and also to protect her name, because people like this destroy your name in the process of conning other people if you're married to them, because they've been name dropping your name everywhere. So you just have to come out clean into the internet and own whatever that you need to own so that you can clear your name. I think she had to reach that point of realizing this is not a game. You are involved in this scam, and he's using you as a scapegoat to con other people. It's a really interesting show called here on YouTube, the Danish Deception. You guys listen for yourselves. Let me know what you think about it. If you watch it, it's just I mean, I understand that there are people out there preying on other people. There are people out there actually looking for a victim, somebody who is naive enough, somebody who doesn't know enough, somebody who is clueless. There are people out there actually looking for you. If you're that naive, they will target you. They are looking, and they will hit, they will throw a stone and they will hit somebody because they're looking for a victim. And I think she happened to be the victim that he targeted and saw her, and she was just there, like, clueless. And that's how she got deceived by this con man. There are people actually who are predatory. They're looking for somebody like that, who has no idea how like that there are evil people. ENV tells me to go to church. I don't know why you think I don't go to church. I listen to scriptures on YouTube every day. That's kind of like going to church. Yeah, I actually follow the commandments strictly. There are things I don't do because, the voice of God says no. So there are people, tons of people who go to church, but they never ever are obedient to the word of God. They are never obedient to any words of wisdom that are there. Hi, Santa Rosa Leon 7719. You live in Santa Rosa. Santa Rosa is one of the most beautiful places here in California. Ooh. How's your day going? How was your week? We are a few weeks from 2025 ending. It's just a few weeks, and then this year is gone. I hope you all make it to 2026. We all make it to another brand new year. I hope, like, everything that we've been discussing this year, everything that we've been looking for, if you've been in this channel for a whole year, like nobody, I really, really love seeing you. It's great to see you too. We've been here for a whole year. Yeah, we've been doing exactly what nobody is here is saying. We've been keeping our face towards the sunshine, and the shadows have been falling behind us. This is the channel, like, and I like that we have this wonderful channel that we always keep moving forward, whether it's about our health, our relationship, our mindset, our goals. You know, post-traumatic bliss is like you can heal, you can move forward. We give you all the secrets to do that. If you stay here long enough, you will see the changes, the wisdom. Everything that we discuss here has really been, you know, really helped us. Even me, I think I've had a successful year. I started working out this year, really putting in the effort. I was job hunting. I got a job. You know, I've been like, it's been busy. Sometimes I haven't been able to come online, but you know, the times I was able to travel this year, I went, I took you guys with me when I went to visit the Northern California. You know, times I've been at the beach just doing nothing, just enjoying myself. I took you guys there. The year has been great, you know. The stories that you guys have, and I'm sure you also have your own experience here on YouTube, that, you know, there are videos that have inspired you on YouTube. There are channels like these ones that you tune into, and I am grateful that you do. And I hope that we continue, you know, seeing each other's channels, and kind of, you know, visiting each other's channel, getting to know each other. Start your own channel, invite me, I'll subscribe. Then we can, you know, form our own solid communities where we kind of get to know each other online, and we follow each other's life for this time that we are here on this planet. You know, we kind of get to know what each one of us is doing. I always think that's beautiful. I always understand that time is limited. We don't have all the time. You know, that's why you have to have your channel. Leave you, your channel is going to go beyond you. You know, if I died today and my stuff is on the internet, you know, I feel like somebody will come one day and be like, oh, there was this girl, her name was Kanini, what was she talking about? And then they will see the experiences about mental health, the things that I have talked about, and maybe it might inspire them, you know, to do something, to live their best life. If I still have my channel by the time I'm 70, you know, or 80 or 100, you know, those are the things to be like, oh my God, I started a channel and now I am 90 and I still have that channel and it's still going on. What a beautiful thing to do. Owning on it. So I will see how I was youthful and beautiful when I am in my 90s or in my 100th birthday, and I look back into my channel and the things that I put here, the things I said, and I look in amazement. I'm like, I don't believe I say those things. And I'll see how much I've grown, how I've changed my mindset. You know, you never know, I might even get married and I'll see another life that I have created. Or you never know, you never know, I'll probably never get married, and that is okay too. But I'm saying that you'll see all these different types of life when you put on your online life, and you put in your thoughts about life, you put in your thoughts about things, you know, because we are living at such a time and people need to say what they think about the issues going around. So anyway, so that's what I was thinking about, like this week, about Onyeka, that girl, the Danish deception. I made some videos, but I haven't been able to edit my videos. If you guys know a good editor for YouTube videos, let me know, connect me with them, because I could probably do better videos if I had somebody to edit my videos, somebody who's not super expensive, because you know, when you live in California, life here is expensive. Everybody is on a budget. Everybody is on a budget, you know, especially with this Trump's economy. Let's not even talk about Trump's economy, because it sucks. It sucks so bad. People are losing jobs this year. People are not able to get jobs this year. Oof. It is difficult to start a business because, of all the tariffs going on. We are living in the economy here in the US is not doing well. Um, it's not going to change soon. I think we are even not even experiencing the worst of it. I think the tariffs have not really hit as hard as they should. And I think they will be hitting hard. Right now, we are seeing like prices go up, prices are going up, but people are not getting more money. People are losing jobs. So if that trend continues, we will hit a crisis point. We will hit a crisis point. And I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm just telling you to be prepared. If you have a job, keep that job. This is not the time to just like lose jobs or move around. Times can really get, very, very put you in survival mode. In these times, it's easy to go into survival mode. So I'm saying, suck it up. Even if you have terrible bosses, right now in this economy, it's not time to just kind of like make make a lot of risks. The economy is not good. They are not probably telling you this, or somebody, the media is not talking about it, how terrible and how much people are losing jobs. People are staying, I know friends who are staying like 2-3 years without a job. Here in California, one of the best economies on the planet, 2-3 years without a job. That's why I'm telling you, people here in California, one of the best economies, are on a budget. It's survival mode. Um, you make sure that you understand the times that we are in, and don't make any kind of what do you call it? Don't make any kind of drastic moves. Yes. Hi, Danny. How's where do you stay? You're in Europe, right? Danny is somewhere in Europe. I'm trying to remember where you're from. My day has been good. I woke up, I had some breakfast, I had some sandwich. I'm feeling good. Thanks, Nobody. My hair looks lovely. Thank you, my love. Oh, yes, you're in Sweden. We were talking about Skellefteå. Now I remember that if I was to move a place, like I really fell in love with Skellefteå. I did. I know half of the year it's probably dark, but the year when it's not dark, that place is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And I like the beautiful red homes. They have like red houses made of, they paint their houses red and white, and it's so charming. The air very fresh to breathe, water just wow. I'm like, let me tell you, there are some places you go and you just cannot get those places out of your mind. When I was young, when my parents died and I went to this children's home, there was this lady. She came from Sweden. Her name was Margareta, Miss Margaret. Her name was Miss Margaret. She came from Sweden, and she really liked my younger brother. She used to call him his her coffee something, because he had this coffee complexion. My brother is so light skinned. He was really caramel, so he used to call her coffee delight, something like that. Really liked my brother. She she had married 3 times. Her husbands had died. I mean, ever since I met her, she was old. Like, I remember as a little girl looking at her and thinking, this woman is old. You know how children like think everybody is old? She was probably in her 60s or whatever, but I thought she was always old, because 20 years later, she was like in her 80s. She died a few years ago. but she was always on the news in Kenya. People liked her. Yeah, Sweden is beautiful. Also, yes, yeah. I had very good experience when I went there. I got lost when I was in Sweden taking all the trains, and this Swedish man helped me get to my place. Very helpful people. I was like, oh wow. When I got lost, I was in Stockholm. Yeah, and he helped me get to. We were going to the Ford. There's this Ford plant in Stockholm. There's the Ford, you know, where they manufacture the Ford. I think it's the Ford vehicles, and we went there for a trip so that we can like ride some of the new cars that they had. It was a school trip, and actually, I was helping this lady, one of my classmates. She was from China. She was like, I don't know how to ride a vehicle, but if you can give me instructions, I'll be able to ride. So I help her go on ride one round, and the second round I'm not paying attention that she's a student because I'm not an instructor. So I thought she got this. Oh my God, and she crashed the whole car, and there was damage like over $10,000, but they decided to pay it. They did not keep us liable. She was safe, I was safe. Man, I'll never forget that. Yeah, oh, maybe it was Volvo. Actually, I think it was Volvo. Um, yeah, I think it was Volvo. Yeah, actually. Yeah. So because there's a plant there in Sweden. I can't remember the town or the city, but we went there. But they were very kind. The course was designed that if you have an accident in that course, you will go through the gravel and then there will be a bush. So when she got off the road, the gravel stopped the car for most of the part, and then the bush stopped the car. So the course, those big like companies, they have a course where they practice their cars. They you test drive the cars. So we were using that kind of like course, but it is designed to make, if you have an accident there, most likely it's not going to be very bad because they have the road and then they have the gravel next after the road. So they put a lot of like stones, like gravel, like very thick ones. So if the car is skidding off course, it will be stopped by the gravel. It will, no one got hurt. And then they have like these thick bushes that they've planted to make the car stop. So I remember as when I realized we are having an accident, and I remember bracing myself for the worst. And then the car just suddenly stops, and I'm like, the car just stopped. I'm not hurt. She's not hurt. And I ask her, are you okay? She's like, I'm fine. And I'm like, okay, we just had an accident and we are safe. Never in your mind do what I did. Never try to give somebody a course, a driving class, just because you have a driving license. There are people specially trained to do that. And then this car was the kind of a car that I never know how to use because it was new. It had a different way to use a key. It was not like the normal car. So I was outdoing myself. I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. But they were nice. They understood it was a mistake. I apologized, and that was the end of it. I guess that was the end of it. That was back in 2014. It's a long time ago. Yeah. 2014. Yeah, that was yeah, it was the second year of my master's, the beginning of the second year of my master's. They took us to a school trip. Well, I'd love to go back. I'd love to go back to Sweden when I have time. I hear Prague is beautiful. I've never been to Prague. I have been to Paris. My first time out of Africa, like I left Africa, the very first time I left Kenya, I went to Paris. So I'm just from Nairobi. I've never been anywhere else. Maybe before that I had been to Tanzania, but I had never gone anywhere else. And then I am flying, and then we are landing just before dawn. We are landing in Paris. And when you're landing in Paris just before dawn, you can see all the lights of Paris. Like, it's a very well lit city. And I am seeing Paris for the first time from the airplane, and I'm like, I'm going to this city. This city has lights everywhere. And I'm like mesmerized, like I'm going there in that city, that place. I was so mesmerized by Paris from there, from up there. And then I come to Charles de Gaulle, Charles de Gaulle, they call it Charles de Gaulle. And Charles de Gaulle airport is very far from the town. You actually have to take a train to go into Paris. And actually I think it took me like an hour or maybe less, but I can't remember. But I remember thinking like, oh wow, it takes a long time to go with the train to Paris. And yeah, I liked Paris. Paris is expensive. I don't know if I wanna ever live in Paris. It's very expensive. Housing is expensive. It's a very expensive city. Yeah. Yeah. I think when I was there, somebody attacked a policeman. An immigrant attacked a policeman. Yeah, that was 2008. I've never been to Paris. Okay, I like the Paris. Paris has good fashion. Fashion, Paris, yes. Because all the girls that I met were so well dressed. They looked cute. Paris has like these little shops, like coffee places that are just open. You can go sit outside, have coffee. Yeah. I don't think Paris is safe for women. I had so many people looking at me, like many men wanting to talk to me, whether I'm on the train. I had some people follow me. So I don't want to go. Like, you have to be careful when you're in Paris. That's kind of like why I didn't like Paris. Like, there are a lot of creepy people in that one little place, and I was there for just a few weeks, and I didn't feel safe. Yeah. Yep. It's one of those places you really have to keep to yourself. You can't entertain people, whether you're going to the museum, whether you're going to the Eiffel Tower, or whatever you're doing. Yeah, in Paris, keep to yourself. Paris can quickly turn dangerous. I believe that 100%. Yeah, because it's a small town and they have all these wealth disparities. Like, there are so many people there are people who will buy a bottle of wine for 50,000 euros. That is how ridiculous people in Paris are when they are rich. And then there are people who can afford a thing that's like $20 of even coffee. Like that's night and day in a small town. Um, it's so packed like that. Packed. So many people. It's beautiful though. The architecture, you will love the architecture. Paris just says beautiful. The architecture, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Shopping expensive. Everything is expensive. Yes, you can shop, but you got to have the money. You got to have the money. Paris is expensive. Um, yeah, I did like they had this ice cream that was made of like only fruits, like some of the best fruits flavors in the world. That one I liked. I like their pancakes. I like their pancakes a lot. I went in the summer, so you know there were people by the river having all these picnics, having sunbathing, people kind of like working out. Yeah, yeah, yes, Paris, you have to be careful. Like if you're traveling, if you're a woman in Paris, you have to be very, very careful. Very, very, very careful. I can't even overemphasize how much like you have to be careful. Like I think it has probably the most predators in a place, because I wasn't even there for 2 weeks and I realized there are a lot of predators in this city. Like I had to look to make sure people are not following me when I get off the the bus, the train. People warned me, don't make any eye contact with anybody, um, like all that. Yeah, that tells you a lot when people tell you that. Paris is obviously in 100% more dangerous than Kenya. Like in my view, I was more safer in Kenya than in Paris, I think, because for 2 weeks, you know, um, yeah, people telling you don't make eye contact with people. I think I had like in only 2 weeks I had like two people stalk me like where I was going, and I had to go to a coffee place and stay there. And still when you're at the coffee shop there are people looking at you, and I'm like, I need to run from this place. Like this place is not safe. um if I was even remotely late, my friends would be like, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I'm like, I'm walking home. Where are that? And I've never been in a place where like I feel like people are like, where are you every time? Oh, did you finish? Did you get off the bus? Did you do this? And I was like, oh God, wow, okay, I get it. Hi, Lights. Nice to see you again, my love. Yeah, stay safe, Danny, too. Love you, love seeing you. Yeah, so it's been almost 1 hour. I'm going to go to the beach and get some sun, and then I'll probably go to the spa or go do my nails. My nails need a repair. They've grown. You see the whiteness? I know. No, it's not because of that. I think I think some people are just predators. If you're a woman and you're walking alone, I think that's why. It's I think that is why. And you got to be very careful. Yeah. Stranger danger, stranger danger. You heard that woman who was decapitated by the stranger she met on Paris? And then the man got caught and he said it was his his passion to want to kill somebody, and this woman had befriended him, and so he thought, well, this is my one chance that I can exercise my fantasy. I was like, what? People can kill somebody out of fantasy? Like, I want to know how it feels. Human beings, a whole dangerous animal on this planet. I'll never get it. Yeah, when you're traveling alone, there are people, there are human people, there are predators out there looking for somebody to take advantage of. And when you're a woman and you're traveling alone, okay, you're alone, you're in Paris, you're a black girl, they know that you're not from around here. I mean, they can guess that you're not from around here because you kind of look different and you're alone. Any predator, that's a good indicator. You know, it's kind of like, oh, you're white and you're in Nairobi, a very African town, and you're alone. That's a good indicator that, you know, you're alone. Like, and there is nothing, I think, more dangerous than just being a black woman in Paris, traveling and walking alone. Like, that screams to every predator that's prey over there. Yeah, you're a tourist. Yeah, tourists are vulnerable because they have this tourist brain. They have, you know, when you're traveling someplace, you sometimes might think that you're safer. Yeah, but the people who know the place, they are smarter than you in that time, right? So you always have to assume that they are dangerous locals. You always have to assume the locals are dangerous because they know more than you. They know the environment better than you, and they can trick you. Even when I go to Kenya, because I don't live there for a long time, I haven't lived in Kenya for a long time, I have to be careful about the locals. And this is my place. I speak the language. I look like the people. Because, first of all, Kenyans can tell if you've lived abroad for a long time. Like, they'll look at me, and for some reason, they'll know, like, this girl has lived abroad for a longer time. You know, because I don't know how they know it, but they'll suspect it. And if they suspect it, they're probably right. And because they suspect that you're more kind of like more of a tourist at that time than a local, they'll try to trick you on the pricing of things, on, you know, stuff. Mm-hmm. Yep. So I was listening to a shocking statistics. There's this lady here called Nancy Grace. If you know her in America, she does crime stories because her fiance was murdered before their wedding. So she's very passionate about her work. But this morning, I saw a story that really, I just felt sad. There was this woman, she was married to a con man. She didn't know she was married to a con man. He had tried to sell fake art, and the FBI caught him. And they had 3 sons. And you could see her videos, her photos. She is sliding with their sons, their children at this home slider. She is playing with her sons, really like being an all-time mom. She was the breadwinner of the house because the man could not work. I don't know why he wasn't working. And he ended up murdering her and decapitating her, and I think incinerated her. And she was saying that women are more danger. The people who actually end up killing women are people who know the women. It will be your spouse, your boyfriend, your uncle, somebody you know very well. But men tend to be murdered more by strangers, but women tend to be murdered by people that they know everyday regular people. So I thought that is interesting, very interesting. Like safety, if you want to be safe as a woman, you probably don't want to have a lot of close male relationships. Like, if you want to live long. Isn't that something? Isn't that some shocking statistics? I do agree, Danny. Robbers, pickpockets, con men, everywhere, everywhere. You know, never assume that, oh my God, I'm in Paris. You know, never assume like, oh my God, this is Hong Kong. Everybody looks nice. Like, oh God, that could cost you your life. Anyway, yeah, that's true. I better go to the beach now. Maybe I'll come live when I'm at the beach, but most likely I'll just read my book. But I'm thinking maybe somebody told me Morro Bay. Morro Bay is a nice beach. Let me see if I can go to Morro Bay or I'll go somewhere else. And Danny says I'm sweet. I hope I am. I try to look at the bright side of life. But you know, a lot of people, I'm always into like positive thinking. I think we should all think positively, but a lot of people don't know that thinking negatively is actually thinking positively. The people who assume danger and they take measurements to protect themselves are actually smarter and make better decisions and think more positively than the people who assume that there is no danger and they don't prepare for the worst. Like in life, you always have to prepare for the worst. For example, the people who think positively are the people who assume that the economy is going to go down and go into a shithole, and then they save their money or they invest their money, they diversify their investments because they are assuming things will not always be good. Even when they're doing good, they assume that I will not always have this good job. I will not always have my health. I will not always have all this. So they actually insure themselves against all those things than the people who are like, oh, life is good, I'm in good health, it will always be like this, and then the tornado hits and boom, they gotta start from scratch and they don't know where to start from. I think thinking positively is more like thinking negatively, like being more, you know what I mean? you know what I mean. I like people who think positively, but like when they think negatively, when they feel like this could happen, let me insure myself against this. You know, like I'm in a foreign town, something bad could happen, so I'm telling my friends where I am, who I am with, what I'm doing, everything, blah blah blah. Like I think that is realistic thinking, and it's thinking positively, not this new wave of of thinking positively that just doesn't assume any danger, doesn't assume any realistic measures of safety or insurance, like stuff like that. Well, I hope you learn how to think more positively about your life. It's 12 noon. I gotta go. I love seeing you all. May you be happy and live with a joyful heart. May you be healthy and live with a body that gives you energy. And may you be safe and free from all sorts of inner and outer harm. I love you. God loves you. Have a beautiful Saturday. If I go to the beach and I go online, well, if I don't, well,